So today we're getting into our second video of how to read food labels, and I'm going to get a little bit deeper into MSG. As I explained on the first video, MSG is considered monosodium glutamate. It's an excitotoxin and it excites brain cells to death. So you have a number of conditions that are neurological conditions that has been linked to Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, dementia, and those are adult conditions. You also have conditions within children. You know, a lot of our kids are being diagnosed with autism and also with ADHD. A lot of our kids can't really sit still, and we think that it's because they're just rambunctious, when in fact it's because they are the foods that they are consuming. So what can MSG cause? So I wanted to get into this, not only just neurological conditions. Here are some things that MSG can cause. Obesity. So we have a large amount of people right now that are struggling with their weight, and that's simply because of a lot of food ingredients. A lot of us, again, are not really exercising and really taking care of our health, but obesity is the main one. And just off the top of my head, I know that in lab experiments, they will give rats MSG in order to make them fatter. So if it does that to rats, what do you think that it's going to actually do to humans? Other thing is eye damage. You have a large, you have people that might have some type of eye ailments or things of that nature. Another thing is headaches. You have a large percent of our population that are suffering from migraines all the time. And migraines can be contributed to a lot of different things, and I'm going to probably do a video on that. But specifically for this video, it's MSG. So I know that if someone has a migraine headaches, a lot of times if you can eliminate the food that's triggering that migraine, then you can get rid of that. You can get rid of it. Another thing is fatigue and disorientation. How many people do you know are complaining from not having enough energy? I know tons of people that whenever I talk to people, they're always saying, oh, I don't have enough energy, I'm tired. MSG can be the cause of that. Depression. A large number of our people now are on depression medications. Everybody's suffering from some type of depression and really not knowing what to do about it, so they go on to some type of medication. Now you know what MSG can cause. I wanted to get into the hidden names of MSG. So you have a lot of hidden names here. You have autolyzed yeast, you have yeast nutrient, you have gelatin. I'm not going to go through all this. You have yeast extract, which I'll get into a little bit later. You actually see those on labels. And you also have maltodextrin. I used to be a big consumer of vinegar and salt potato chips, and one of the ingredients that were in there was maltodextrin. I no longer eat those anymore, but I realized why I was so addicted to them, rather, because they had maltodextrin in them. Another thing is carrageenan. I recently did a video on bodybuilding supplements, specifically protein, and the protein that I had carrageenan in it. I hadn't used it in years and just wanted to pull it out the cupboard and get rid of it, and realized that, you know what, I should make a video on this because it had carrageenan in it. And the last thing is broth, and I picked this example specifically because I'm going to show you some things that I pulled out of Whole Foods, of all places, to alert you as far as their broth. So with saying that, let me get into that picture here. Pull this down for the time being, but here's a picture of Whole Foods. Not making this stuff up. I go into Whole Foods, take pictures all the time with my phone, and then bring them back to you so I can teach you about the things that are in your food. So you have the chicken broth, and here you have the symbol for USDA organic. People, please don't think that you're coming into some kind of utopia when you walk into Whole Foods. Whole Foods is just as bad as a regular grocery store if you don't know how to read food labels. So that's why I'm doing this, so we can learn how to read food labels, so we can make more educated decisions on our health for our children and our health for adults as well. So this is chicken broth here. So I just took a picture of the front, and then I want to show you a picture on the back. So we just went over these names that MSG can be hidden under, and lo and behold, what do you see here? You have yeast extract in chicken broth from Whole Foods. So don't be fooled by what you're seeing with the USDA organic label and all this other stuff that's going on. You have to pick up the flip the carton on the back and look at this stuff and actually read it and make a decision and say, you know what, this is not something that I want to buy. So make sure that you're just reading labels when you go into the grocery store. Now, another example I have here is Subway. So a lot of people, you got the $5 foot long, all the athletes are all over Subway and they're constantly advertising. And I used to think the Subway was healthy. I remember how I used to go in and uh, go in there and get a half of a sub with tuna on it and think that I was eating healthy for the day. But let's just show you this about Subway. So here's Subway. Within their chicken breast, you have, again, maltodextrin, which was the thing that I was addicted to with the vinegar and salt potato chips. You have autolyzed yeast extract, which I explained was another hidden name of MSG. You also have within the bread, you have yeast extract, which again is another hidden name of MSG. And again, these things are put into the food so they can make you become addicted to the food, because they want you to come back again and again and again. And then we go back to a lot of these things. A lot of people think that they're eating healthy, and they don't realize that these things are causing certain conditions such as obesity and fatigue and depression. So now you can kind of make an educated decision when you go into the store and you can read these labels and realize, hey, these are hidden things these are hidden names of MSG, and I don't want to indulge in these things, especially from an accumulation standpoint, because a lot of things that we're eating over and over again, they accumulate in the body because we're not really doing any type of detoxification or getting rid of them, but they accumulate in the body and they show up later down the road. So perhaps you have a 70 or 80-year-old relative now that's going through some type of Alzheimer's or dementia. I know that I do in my family. Or you have, your kids that are constantly, they can't sit down, can't stay still. You have the teacher calling you sometimes saying, hey, your son or daughter just won't stop talking. And this is all because they might be consuming foods with MSG in them. So again, you can make that educated decision now that you know what MSG is, and you can say, you know what, I'm not going to partake in these foods with MSG. So this has been Darren Phat-Man McDuffie teaching you how to read food labels. Please connect with me on Twitter at @the_fat_man, and then also on Facebook at I'm the Fat Man. So connect with me on those, and don't forget to pick up my free report called Between Two Thieves: How Big Food and Big Pharma Are Robbing You of Your Health. You get a first-hand account, audio report, first-hand account. You can listen to it of my experience in the pharmaceutical industry and what I found out and how it will benefit you. So thanks again for watching the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.